So we made it to the Western Plaugelands. Obviously, I'm a little bit higher than I need to be for this, so I'm actually gonna go. Since I've already done the quests in this area and I have two completed, I'm just gonna run over, turn them in, and then we're gonna take a little trek over to the Eastern Plaugelands. So, yeah, absolutely. When when I get into a group like that and there's a bunch of griefers, I just feel like it's not going to go so well, and you know, I don't feel like wasting my time or my effort to perpetuate their negative behavior. I feel like if I was to stay in that dungeon group, I would have been validating their negative responses. And you know what? I'm not about, making the lives of people who are just going to be negative Nancy's better and helping them out in playing World of Warcraft by doing that. Honestly, I do feel kind of bad about abandoning them in the dungeon, but overall, um, you know, maybe the next time somebody comes in and is trying to do something fun for themselves, that's what a dungeon is. That's why you play World of Warcraft, is for fun. Maybe they will think twice about ruining other people's fun because it could have a direct impact on theirs. And I've covered what I thought about people who, you know, you could even go as far as to say it's bullying. Obviously, it's not going to affect me personally or my self-esteem, but there are people that are more sensitive and socially awkward that do have, issues communicating with people and doing stuff with them in real life, and they come and they hop onto a virtual game. Holy cow. What is that? I just I just got raped. Um yeah, that sucks. I don't even know why I got raped. Whatever. Um I'll just actually take the res sickness as opposed to going back there and getting my body. 10 minutes of res sickness. Whatever. And 25 drop, what is res sickness anyways? All my attributes dropped for by 75% for 10 minutes. Holy cow, guys. Um at that note, you know what? I'm going to go turn in this quest and I'm just going to make my trek over there and leave it at that. I don't know what happened there or where that came from. I should not have died like that. But whatever. Well, I don't think I should have died like that. So, there's a bunch of quests in this area. Not going to be really worried about them. They're at the bottom tier of my level. So I'm going to follow this path up here, and, it looks like there is a flight path up there. So I'm going to just go ahead and follow this path and try to go get that and then go over to the Eastern Playgrounds. Um, yeah, but since I have res sickness, I got to be a little bit more concerned. Res sickness isn't the end of the world. Normally, I just go retrieve my body, but overall, like I said, I wasn't going to be doing anything in this area anyways. So I just figure, hey, you know, and I looked at the map and it was more of in the direction I wanted to. And sometimes when you go back to areas like that and you grab your body, you'll die again, and then you'll go back, and then you'll die again, and then you'll go back, and then finally you'll get out of there. I have no idea why I just got raped there. Maybe I'll hop on a level 90 and go check it out. That was certainly interesting to say the least. But yeah, so I don't appreciate people being mean and nasty in a game. You know, Obviously I have high self-esteem. I don't feel bad about myself, and I'm not going to, get upset over somebody making fun of me. At the same time, you know, it's not it's not something I enjoy, so it's not going to be, I'm not going to sit around for it and be like, "Hey guys, make fun of me." Because I need your validation to play World of Warcraft, which I certainly don't, and nobody should, do something and play a game with people that are going to be mean and nasty to them. I'm absolutely against that. I'm against people being mean to people for no reason. Um, that's what it really boils down to. I do, it's just not good. Why would you do that? I don't do it. You shouldn't do it either. But, you know, so be it. You guys missed the ding on the level 40. I'm going to interject it at the end of this video so that you guys can actually see me dinging level 40 so that I can say you guys were with me from 0, or level 1, because there is no level 0, to level 90. So, I can't wait till Warlords of Draenor is released. I'm actually going to go ahead and abandon all these quests that I got that I don't need to see anymore. Let's stop tracking that one because it's complete and I can't turn it in for a month. But yeah, absolutely. So, I'm sorry, my videos have gone down in productivity. I haven't been able to put out as many videos as I would like a week this last week. And not to make excuses for that, but I have school that I'm doing, which is obviously my biggest commitment at the moment. And as much as I'd like to say YouTube is a commitment to mine, it's a hobby and it's something I like to do and it's fun. And being as I make all the money that I make primarily from going to school because of the GI Bill. I get like $1,300 a month plus school is free. So I definitely do need to dedicate time to accomplishing that. Plus, right now the reason why I'm going to school is because I need a degree. Some people might say you don't need a degree, but it certainly helps. And I don't want a menial job when I grow up. And I say that, and I'm 26 years old. But I certainly do not, I definitely want to do more than be like a manager of a supermarket or, something like that. Not saying that there's anything at all wrong with that. It's just not what I want for myself. But, with that said, absolutely, I don't look down on anybody for what they do as a living. I understand that it is who they are. It's not who they are, it's what they do. And certainly, playing World of Warcraft or making videos doesn't make me, like an all-knowing person. But, I've known some of the best people, or rather, some of the best people I have known do some of the most menial jobs, and it doesn't make them any less of a person for what they do. But, I would like to utilize my skill sets and my abilities to make, more money and go on to, do something rewarding and enjoyable for me. And even though I haven't figured out what that is, to say, it is something that I still want to do. So I'm going to actually try to go get this one. I don't know exactly how to get up there, if I can skirt the thing. But since I have my res sickness, which is going to deplete the damage that I'm going to do, I might as well go up here and, do a turn-in quest rather than that. Plus, he might give me more quests up there. So, a cool thing that happened in my life recently, well, it didn't really happen to me, I made a decision, was I bought a new tablet. I have a tablet, but I'm going to school, and the tablet I had worked fairly well, but the biggest issue that was going on with the tablet was that it wouldn't accomplish everything I needed it to accomplish. And what do I mean by that? So, most of my textbooks I get in PDF form. and it saves me a ton of money. Well, one of my textbooks was 500 megabytes, and on my current tablet, it wouldn't load it. Well, I had to mess with it a little bit to get it to load it. And basically, what I had to do was start loading the PDF, turn it off, walk away for 30 minutes, and come back. Now, when you're talking about, I'm going to school and that is what I'm using to go to school with, it's not very productive for me to go ahead and, if I need to do something on my computer, or not my computer, if I need to do something for class, look it up on my tablet, and have it be like 30 minutes before I do that. So I went ahead and I got a new I went ahead and I got a new tablet, and it was a fairly expensive tablet, and to be honest, it wasn't probably the best idea that I've had to go ahead and buy that tablet. But I've needed it, I've looked at it, I've wanted it for a long time. Not the specific one. Obviously, talking about long time in the lifespan of a tablet, they come out like, one or two new ones a year. But basically the same functionality as the other one, except with better processor, more RAM, as the one that I was looking at. Now, there were some things that I had to sacrifice in the tablet for cost, obviously. I said I'm going to school, so I don't have a lot of money. And I bought this on credit from Newegg, so there's going to be no interest for a year. So that was part of the reason why I did that. I had to buy some other stuff anyways from there. For my house, I needed to buy a vacuum cleaner, and to get the no interest, you have to spend more than $500. So I went ahead and I did that. And so it's going to break down to roughly like $100 a month for over a year to pay it off. But I'm not going to do it in that manner. What I'll do is I have another credit card that is almost maxed out, and that has regular interest on it. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to allocate my additional income to paying that off. And then when that becomes paid off, I will go ahead and start paying off the other one. Now, with no interest, it doesn't mean, and this is one of those common things that people, make mistakes on, and it hinders them, and it delays their financial growth and their success. No interest doesn't mean that there is no interest. What it really is deferred interest. So as long as you pay it off within that year, you'll have paid no interest charges. Now, say I go ahead and I don't pay it off all the way. If it's not fully paid off by the end of the year, or by the end of the time period, you get all the interest charges that you would have normally occurred for the item over the lifetime added onto your balance, and then you start receiving interest. Now, that is pretty significant when you're talking about 25% interest. So, say I didn't pay anything off on it for a year, which I obviously do have to make payments on it as I go. What that would mean for me at the end of the year, if it was $1,000, would be my balance was $1,250. It'll actually be more than that because it compounds on a monthly average. So you divide 25% by 12, and so then every month you add that interest onto it. So it would be, 1.07% interest per month. So then you calculate that interest in, then you go to the next month, you do that additional interest on top of the interest you've already done, and so it compounds. So it would be, I'd say, I'm not going to do the math, but it'd be around $1,350. So that's something you need to be aware of if you're going to go ahead and do those interest things. So now that I've said that, you're probably like, whoa, so you're not planning on paying that off? Well, I am. But I'm going to be allocating my funds, my resources, primarily to paying off the interest-bearing credit card that I already have out that has a balance on it. And the reason why I'm going to do that, and it might seem kind of silly, is because that balance isn't going to go away without me making those payments on it. So even if I pay off the interest on this credit card, what I'm really looking at, or paying it off before that end of the year, the reason why I'd pay off the credit card that's already having interest occur on it monthly right now is so that I can save that extra money from the interest charges. Now, what I will do if it looks like I'm not going to be able to pay off the credit card when it gets closer to that year mark, I'll look at it like 2 months out and like speculate to see how much income I'm going to have and am I going to be able to accomplish the goal of paying that credit card off before that. If the answer is no, what I'm going to go ahead and do is start putting all of my bills that I can on the credit card that I've paid off thus far. And it might seem counterintuitive, but then I will get new interest charges on those and go ahead and pay it off so that I don't incur the interest charges that have been building up over the duration of the loan to buy the tablet and the vacuum cleaner. It seems kind of silly, but it makes sense if you think about it. Basically, I'm going to save money by paying off the one credit card, and if it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to pay it off, basically I'm just going to transfer my debt from that one credit card to paying off the other one. You can do that in other ways, but what I do to do that is because all of my other bills I just pay cash for. And by switching that from cash to the credit card, I'm basically just transferring it. But if you wanted to go ahead and transfer finances off from a credit card to a credit card, they would send you a check, and then there'd be a 10% transaction fee, which is ridiculous. And I know that has nothing to do with World of Warcraft, but that is my thought process. And when I play World of Warcraft, I think about all kinds of crazy stuff, and that basically is where I get my ideas from as far as life. You take a break, you sit down, you play a video game, and you get to hop in and just relax and play video games. Well, my issue is my brain never shuts off. So if I'm playing a video game or something, I'm still going to be thinking about stuff. And honestly, that's why I have other stuff going on in the background. Be it somebody else's YouTube videos, be it a movie, TV show. I don't do music all that much, but you do something like that so that your brain this is why I do it, so that my brain is processing that information, and I'm not, just sitting there thinking about everything else that's going on in my life. I play video games to escape a little bit, not that there is anything I need to escape from in my life, but, you play video games to sit down, relax, and enjoy what's going on with you in the world. So that is why, I throw on something else. Little complicated, a little bit more in depth into who I am than you guys were probably expecting. But yeah, absolutely. So since my res sickness is up, I do need to kill a bunch of these guys. So I'll go ahead and see if I can accomplish that. It looks like I'm taking more damage. I know I took some damage falling. So I'll go ahead and see how far this gets me. Probably going to queue for a dungeon after I turn in this quest or on my way back to it, just to mix stuff up a little bit. So, yeah. Absolutely. I enjoy doing dungeons a lot. I don't enjoy the grief that sometimes goes along with them. But if you're going to play World of Warcraft, honestly, as bad as it might sound, you're going to have to deal with grief. And, certainly I do put up with it when I need to. But I don't, you don't have to put up with it if you don't want to. And honestly, you don't need to do anything in World of Warcraft. That is one of those things that people forget. They're like, oh man, I'm so tired of this expansion. All it is dailies. I need to do my dailies. It's like, no, no, you do not need to do your dailies. You don't need to play World of Warcraft. And if you're not enjoying it, don't do it. I don't enjoy going into a dungeon with people being negative, so that's why I left. It has nothing to do with me, you know, so that's the biggest thing there. So we'll go ahead and we'll queue for a dungeon. Maybe we'll get a more positive group this time. But, not going to, I'm not going to really hold anything against anybody for them being negative. Like, well, I will. Never mind. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm definitely going to hold a little bit of grudge against people that go ahead and are just mean and rude to people for no reason. But let's see how this dungeon goes. It should go fairly simple and fairly smoothly. I certainly don't have to. Oh yeah, I actually really do enjoy this dungeon. They redid it. I like the old one. I wish, they talked about remastering these dungeons and re-releasing them, and this is also a level 90 dungeon now. But, as much as I did enjoy that Blizzard went ahead and did that, something that I did not enjoy was they took away the old ones. Why take away the old ones, Blizzard? Why not just have them both? There's no reason for you not to have both. It just kind of sucks. When they take stuff out, it kind of sucks. Especially when, in my opinion, there was really no need to get rid of the additional content. Why go ahead and get rid of it? That's just me, though. It's like, are there a lot of people that still do lower level dungeons? I would say yes. I do way more lower level dungeons than I do high level. I think it's just because I'm addicted to playing alts. But it is definitely one of those things, I definitely love playing dungeons, and the more variety you have, the more you can do it. Something that I've been hearing a lot of is Warlords of Draenor is super hard for tanks. So, and that's what I'm getting from people that are playing the beta. So, if you want good tanks and you want people to tank, absolutely go ahead and put more dungeons in there so that they can tank. Once you get tanking, you just don't want to do anything else. And that's me personally. I don't know about anybody else, but personally, once I find something I like, I don't want to stop. And they kind of perpetuate and make you want to stop a little bit because they only have so many dungeons. And like I said, I think I've run every World of Warcraft dungeon in the game. And with that being said, if I've already run every dungeon, some people don't like to do the same thing over and over again. I'm not a big fan of doing the same things over and over again. I'm going to go ahead and let them know that I'm recording so that, if they have an issue with it, they can let me know before I get too far in here. And if they have an issue with it, you know what? I'm just going to, I did say that I was going to edit people out if they have an issue with it, but I think what I'll end up doing is just leaving once they say, hey, I'd rather not have you record me. But, oh, sweet. We got somebody that wants to yell obscenities in the game. But, meh. Should be fine. I don't think YouTube really has anything against profanity. I know they certainly don't prefer it. But it looks like I got the item in this room. Well, there's an item in this room. I don't know where it is. It's usually on the table. That's something that Blizzard has done a little bit, is move them around. You know what? Oh well, I'm not going to hold anybody up in the game, so I'll just go ahead and continue on. It doesn't appear that there is actually anything in that room. Normally the quest item will be under the number, and that is one of those things you can go back and grab, as opposed to holding people up trying to find it. I'll just go ahead and grab it. So there's the book in this room, the item, and if somebody else grabs it, which may have been done, but it doesn't appear that it was done last time, then everybody in the group gets it. So, no big deal there. It looks like people are pulling for me, which is kind of a little bit of a... Oh, crap. We're going to die. Yep. So, I'll have to go back and watch that to see what happened there. Like 6th death on this tune. Kind of sucks. Normally, I can actually get to level 90 without dying. Not even once. But oh well. Stuff happens. Not a big deal. Just as long as it doesn't repeatedly happen is like the key thing there. For me anyways. So gonna go ahead. I bet he feigned death. Let's see. But, so where's the healer? The healer doesn't appear to have run back. That's a little bit of a pet peeve of mine, especially in instances that are easy like this. It's, whatever. Not a big deal. Everybody makes mistakes. Maybe I don't know what exactly happened with the healer there. I don't know how they died. Because they definitely died before me. I speculate that somebody pulled the room over here, and but oh well, no big deal. Not it's not all that big of an issue. So it appears that the healer was trying to pull more. And I certainly don't know if that's the case. Because like I said, I really don't know what exactly happened in the dungeon to cause that. So I'm not going to make any accusations. I'll just say, it was my fault because obviously the healer died for me. Alright, did account for getting stunned 50 times. Ow. It appears that the hunter did the same, was actually the culprit for it. Not a big deal. So I'm going to explain to them. So I just explained to them, like, carefully, just like a little thing being like, hey, I'm going to pull this entire room. Please wait out there so that I can actually get the pull off without dropping too much aggro. So I'm going to go ahead and, this isn't the best class to do this pull on. Not because he's particularly bad, but because I don't fast. And that's the biggest disadvantage with the warrior. He's not fast. I don't have a terrible lot of AoE. I have 2 AoE spells, or abilities rather, because they're not spells. So by only having 2, it's kind of hard. With the monk, I can run in there and throw barrels on all of them and run out, and it's all gravy. With the warrior, and we did a good pull. So that, not a big deal. So that we, not a big deal. We got like a little bit of, more mature audience going on in these runs. So I do apologize for that if anybody's offended by it. Maybe I'll just go ahead and figure out how to mute or block my text window. My wife said that was something that I should do anyways. So we'll go ahead and, do that. The only thing to really be aware of on this guy right here is you need to have your bone armor up. And, if you have your bone armor up, you're pretty much golden. And you could keep it on if you want. It doesn't do anything. Oh, yeah, I can't actually even cancel it. I thought I could cancel it. So, but yeah, doing that pull the way that I did, I feel like it goes much faster and more smoothly than, doing it the traditional, or doing it the way that I've seen most people do it, where they run into the dungeon and they're like, "Whoa!" and just go and attack each one. That way, by doing it that way, I was able to pull all of them together. And so this guy wants me to pull the whole room. So you know what? Whatever. We'll pull the whole room. So normally I just pull what needs to be pulled. But I got a healer that is pulling out a turn. And so if I don't pull it, I speculate that he would pull it. And so if he's going to pull it, I definitely don't want him to pull it. Because, then my aggro is all kinds of messed up. So yep. But yeah, it definitely does not appear that we're going to have any issues. This healer's definitely, has a good idea of how to heal and how to keep me up. Made a mistake by accidentally, and I've known that he's been pulling the whole dungeon, but I didn't know that he pulled that one area. So there's a book over here. There might be 2, so we'll go ahead and destroy that. But yeah, I definitely think we might have missed one in the first room. So after we get done with the dungeon, I'll go back for that. It appears that they are starting this boss. Not a big deal. So let's see if we can get him down before he goes. So, ran out of hard drive space. Didn't realize that I had run out of hard drive space, so I do apologize for that. The end of the dungeon cleared up fairly good. No big issues there, and since I was at 30 minutes anyways on the last one, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment below. Arjax out.